If we attach this wire through the sponge like so, we can use it to clean out the dust between the vents in our heaters. We can make wire clips by screwing zip ties into these pre-drilled holes. Then fasten the wire in the zip tie and cut off the excess. By adding a bit of super glue to these two PVC pipe clips, we can secure these two pipes perpendicularly. If we drill an extra hole into the side of this key like so, it'll make it much easier to find if we have a bunch of similar looking keys. Sometimes old keys can break off in the key slot. They can be difficult to remove with just tweezers. We can solder some wire to the old key to help us pull it out. To keep this baseboard flush with the wall, tape a bit of scrap wood at an angle like so. Let's heat up this pipe fitting with a blowtorch. Next, we'll twist the pipe into one end and the elbow joint into the other end. Pour a bit of water to cool everything down. Now when we unscrew the pipes, they'll fit together perfectly. Here we need to cut some rope. These scissors are not the right tool for the job. Instead, we can use the other end of the rope and a bit of friction to make our cut. When wrapping together 3 wires, try this. Hold them together side by side with a pair of pliers, then wrap the 2 end wires around the center wire in a spiral. Lastly, hold the center wire back down over the twisted wires. Use a drywall knife to help remove old wallpaper. We'll want to make sure that our drywall is flat and even before applying any new wallpaper. Remove any anchors and nails, and be sure to apply enough spackling to create an even surface. Then apply the new wallpaper. You can even use the drywall knife to clean up any mess on the floor. To prevent this straw from getting lost, we can glue an empty pen case to the side of this can and place the straw inside. We can tape together 2 toothbrushes to lubricate our bike chains. Our next little project will be building a stand that helps us solder wires together. We'll cut this plywood into 3 pieces and glue the edges together and secure them with screws. Next, we'll make notches using a handsaw and a file. Now the stand will act as an extra pair of hands while we solder our wires together. Let's make another notch here on our workbench. We can place a wire in the notch and use a razor to strip the plastic from the wires. Here's a fun way to make a DIY Christmas ornament. Arrange these nuts in a Christmas tree shape, then apply super glue and let dry. And for one of our last projects today, we'll be building our own DIY Christmas tree. We'll fasten 2 studs together perpendicularly with an extra long bolt through the center. Then we'll stack studs in decreasing size and secure them with a nut and a final stud on top. For the star, we can glue popsicle sticks together and decorate them with glitter. We can hang our ornaments on the tree like so. And what about a little Santa decoration? We can attach this mop to this cup and decorate it using a sock. Then we'll cut out a nose from this sponge. And with a few more candles and treats, we've created a nice atmosphere to get us into the Christmas spirit. Cracking hazelnuts can quickly make a mess. We can use these scissors to prevent the shells from flying everywhere. These metal clamps will also do the trick. To make sure that this spray gets on the lug nuts and not on the brake pads, try using the top of this plastic bottle as a funnel. To make sure that these two pieces of wood are level, use a hammer and a screw to hold the boards in place while we attach the two pieces together. Wrapping the wire around the terminal like this isn't going to hold. Instead, we'll remove some of the plastic from the end of the wire like usual. Then, we'll cut an additional piece of plastic and move it to the end of the wire. Now wrap the wire around the terminal back on itself and then tighten it back down. We're having a hard time removing this bolt with these pliers. We can make our own DIY socket wrench. Insert a same-size bolt into a pipe and then hammer on all sides until the pipe matches the shape of the bolt. Now we can use this to loosen the original bolt. Here's an interesting trick to make pocket holes. Drill a large hole in the center of the stud and then 3 pilot holes inside of it. Then, drill the screws into the pilot holes to attach the two pieces together. For our next project, we'll be modifying these pliers to turn them into brick tongs. We'll start by cutting off a couple strips of metal and then welding the larger piece to the handle and the smaller piece to the jaws. Secure the longer handle into the vise and bend it to a right angle. Now we can comfortably carry bricks. Sometimes it can be impossible to fill a larger bucket with water because it just won't fit into the sink. In these cases, we can attach foam tubing to the faucet and then place the other end of the foam tubing into the bucket which we set on the floor. Now we'll be making a DIY sandblaster. We'll first need to cut out a hole from this pipe and flatten one end. Next, we'll need 2 bottle caps. We'll cut out a section on the top of this bottle cap that's the same width as the pipe so that it can fit inside. We'll drill a hole into the other bottle cap and then screw the 2 caps together. Place the pipe through the incision and then line up the 2 holes. Fill the bottom cap hot glue. Next, we can fill this bottle with sand and attach it to the bottle cap. Now with an air compressor, our sandblaster can clean our tools. If we've lost the caps to these nozzles on our glue bottles, we can just use drywall anchors as a substitute. This is called a marlin spike hitch, and we can use it to make a rope ladder. We'll wrap the rope around the rung 3 times and then wrap the middle loop around the back. We can do this on both sides of each rung to make a rope ladder. To undo the hitch, just pull it off and it will come undone. Now let's make a modification to our soldering iron. We'll remove the tip and secure it in a vise. Then we'll cut off the tip with a hacksaw and make a vertical incision. We'll then cut a snap blade into the shape of an X-Acto knife blade and attach it into the incision. Now we can heat up our blade to make our cuts. We need to make a new handle for our screwdriver. We can make one using hot glue and baking soda. Heat up the hot glue and the baking soda together using a heat gun. Mix everything together until it forms a thick paste. As it cools, mold the handle onto the shank until the paste cools to a hard plastic handle.